As grammarian, you will help members enhance their vocabulary and become more aware of their grammar as they design and deliver their speeches. The grammarian role is a bit more involved than other functionary roles. It can be intimidating to tackle this role. Don't be afraid. It takes practice to become a proficient grammarian. Be patient and keep trying. There's always room to grow. The Toastmaster will call on you to explain your role as grammarian at the beginning of the meeting. Use this opportunity to briefly outline the responsibilities of the role. Providing members with feedback on their grammar helps them improve their speaking abilities through awareness. You can't fix something if you don't know it's broken. Serving as the grammarian improves your listening and evaluation skills. It's also a great way to find new ways to spice up your own presentations. All spoken content is fair game for the grammarian to evaluate. However, especially if you're still learning the role, feel free to prioritize your efforts first on the speeches, then table topics, and finally the evaluations. Once you are well versed in the role, you can tackle the other segments of the meeting, like the Toastmasters' comments on the meeting theme and the Table Topics Master's introduction of table topics. You get the idea. Next, you'll update attendees on how you'll be tracking grammar use during the meeting. Let them know you'll be listening for good and poor uses of the English language and will provide a report of your findings when called upon to do so. In addition to monitoring grammar, the grammarian is responsible for introducing the word of the day. Try to pick words that are rarely used but fairly easy to pronounce. For in-person meetings, bring a print-off or two to post at the lectern or on the tables. During an online meeting, you can share the word in chat or set it as a background picture. At the end of the meeting, the general evaluator will call upon you to deliver your report. If you're attending in person, stand at your chair to deliver your report. For online meetings, feel free to stand if you need to stretch, but it's obviously not required. Here are a few more tips for you to consider for the first or next time you serve as grammarian. Most grammarians highlight use of incomplete sentences, run-on sentences, mispronunciations, misuse of words, mismatched verbs or tenses, and the like. These are important observations, but they're only half the story. As you get more familiar with the role, expand your horizons into literary devices. Literary devices, which include, but are not limited to, metaphors, imagery, foreshadowing, and humor, add depth and interest to our speeches. Assisting members in identifying opportunities to use these techniques is a valuable service. Were the devices used correctly? Why or why not? Maybe they missed an opportunity to use a literary device. Offer suggestions and see where it leads. The English language is a complex beast. If needed, and it usually is, tame the possibility overload by focusing your attention on one or maybe two areas. For example, after a stressful day at work, you might only focus on run-on sentences or poor grammar. Feel free to save the extra steps for a brighter day. Finally, when a meeting runs long, feel free to tailor your report for the time available. Normally, you would try to offer feedback for each speaker. However, this isn't always possible. Instead, you might highlight a handful of high points or particularly poor comments, or simply highlight overall trends. Let the members know that they can check in with you after the meeting for the specifics. Now that you have the basics of the grammarian role, what's stopping you from adding your name to the next meeting agenda? Push beyond your comfort zone, sign up, and grow your evaluation skills. As with all roles in Toastmasters, the club will help you get better. Please reach out to an officer if you have any questions.